Hello and welcome to my channel. Today, we will refute the claim of atheists and those who believe in abiogenesis and evolution that unguided, unintelligent processes select amino acids. We can focus on empirical evidence that points to the complexity and specificity of biological systems, which cannot be adequately explained by random mutations or natural selection. So here we will answer their reply. The ignorance and arrogance of atheistic arguments against intelligent design, ID. It is clear from your response that your position is based on misconceptions, generalizations, and logical fallacies rather than engaging seriously with the arguments of intelligent design, ID. You have not provided empirical evidence to debunk ID, nor have you offered anything beyond assertions dressed up as witty remarks. Let me clarify the difference between debunking and mere opinion while addressing the inadequacies of your claims. Failing to debunk ID versus offering a personal opinion. There is an essential distinction between debunking a theory and expressing a personal opinion. Debunking requires empirical evidence, logically sound arguments, and direct engagement with the scientific claims being made. Your reply, however, relies on anecdotes, assumptions, and speculation. You dismiss ID without addressing its core tenets, such as irreducible complexity and specified complexity. ID makes positive claims, not just gaps in knowledge assertions. For example, ID argues that certain biological systems, such as the bacterial flagellum, cannot evolve step by step through random mutations and natural selection. This is a falsifiable claim. If evolution could demonstrate a gradual, viable pathway for such structures, it would address the ID argument. However, despite years of research, the evolutionary framework has yet to provide a convincing answer. The fallacy of gods of the gaps. Arguments. Your argument that ancient beliefs about gods were replaced by natural explanations is a category error. ID does not rely on ignorance or gaps in knowledge. Instead, ID is based on positive evidence that certain features of the universe and life exhibit patterns of design. For example, the fine-tuning of the universe. Constants such as the gravitational constant, the speed of light, and the cosmological constant are finely balanced. If these values were even slightly different, life as we know it could not exist. This level of precision suggests an intelligent cause, as pure chance or unguided processes seem insufficient to account for it. Physicist Paul Davies has noted, "The impression of design is overwhelming." Specified complexity in DNA. The genetic code in DNA functions as a language system, with specific instructions for building life forms. Information theory teaches us that meaningful, functional information always originates from an intelligent source. Stephen Meyer, in Signature in the Cell, argues, "Whenever we find meaningful information, whether in software code or a book, it invariably originates from a mind." Unguided natural processes have never been observed to produce the kind of specified complexity found in DNA. Arrogance in dismissing complex issues with simplicity. You mention that gods have been used to explain phenomena that science later explained naturally. While that may be true in some cases, your assertion that this trend invalidates all supernatural causes is logically flawed. Just because some earlier beliefs were disproven does not mean that all forms of design are false or that ID has no merit. This is an example of a hasty generalization fallacy. Moreover, claiming that the Bible or other religious texts are primitive and filled with errors is irrelevant to the discussion of ID, which is not a theological argument but a scientific one. ID proponents do not argue for a specific religious deity, but propose that the design observed in nature points to an intelligent cause. Challenging consensus is how science advances. You assert that belief in gods is unjustified because no supernatural explanation has supplanted a natural one. This reflects the arrogance of scientism, the mistaken belief that science is the only way to knowledge. Throughout history, scientific progress has often come from challenging the prevailing consensus. Consider, Galileo was ridiculed for proposing heliocentrism. Einstein's theory of relativity initially met skepticism from the scientific establishment. Wegener's theory of continental drift was dismissed for decades before it was accepted as plate tectonics. In the same way, ID challenges the shortcomings of evolutionary theory. Science progresses by engaging with alternative hypotheses, not dismissing them based on ideological bias. The limitations of naturalistic explanations. Contrary to your assertion that natural causes explain everything, there are fundamental questions that science has not answered. The origin of life, abiogenesis. Despite extensive research, there is no conclusive natural explanation for how life arose from non-living matter. The origin of consciousness. How subjective experience arises from physical processes remains a profound mystery. The fine-tuning of the universe. As noted earlier, the precise constants necessary for life demand explanation beyond pure chance. ID offers a viable scientific hypothesis that complements the evidence rather than dismissing it. The fact that naturalistic explanations struggle with these questions indicates that it is intellectually responsible to explore alternatives like ID. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos. We will see you in the comments.